Welcome back to Future Wrestling Podcast right here on Future Entertainment. I'm Logan Myers, once again the host of the channel, and this is the Great Debate, and this is the Top List Series, Part 1 of 2. And please welcome my co-host, once again, Matt Tennant is back for this show. Welcome, Matt.
Pleasure to be back again, Logan, and yeah, with everybody here. Some people I've never done a podcast with. James, who, you know, we did Tuesday Takeover with last week. And yeah, great to be back. Great to be back.
He forgot my name, so he just skipped over me. It's fine.
I don't even know everyone that's in this chat right now, so I'm hoping to learn everyone who goes as we go along.
It's okay.
Well, that's a good thing about Future Entertainment. We're all about bringing in everybody so we can all become good friends and just talk our great opinions, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Logan, does that mean you're actually not a wrestling company? You're an entertainment company?
No.
Because you are Future Entertainment.
I am Future Entertainment. I bring entertainment for the future. That's what we do.
I see.
But once again, Matt is back, and don't forget our great guests. Start off with JD. What up, JD?
Hey, I'm back for one more with you guys. How you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing good. You finally getting over your the shit show hangover from the Slam Pigs last Sunday?
Yeah, I watched some WXW, watched some real wrestling, so I'm okay. Doing all right now.
Good.
Yeah, I can't wait for Saturday. That's going to be a great thing. Well, are we doing it on Saturday? What time are we doing it?
Sounds like Saturday in my Discord.
As early as possible would be nice.
Well,
yeah, anyone's welcome to join.
Well,
I might join. I got nothing going on. I'm out of school for the semester. So. Well,
actually, I was supposed to go live on Saturday for my birthday bash. So I guess we'll do a double feature. We'll do a simulcast. We'll do all kinds of stuff while we're watching. How about we do that?
That sounds excellent.
Sounds fantastic. I enjoy it.
So, also we brought in James and Colin. Welcome, guys. Welcome back.
Hello.
We're not good enough, so we just get our introduction lumped into one, apparently.
Wow.
Well, we're kind of a combo, you and I, in a way, because you and
God, now I'm dead. I'm dead.
Listen. The reason being is because you and I argue about the stupidest bullshit, like, every single time.
Yep.
It's very true.
Yes.
Glad to be here.
Yes. Except for when we argue about stupid shit. Like Cultaholic being a work. Yeah, so
it's
much
not
for that.
Do you still think it's a work at this point?
No, I know it's not.
Good.
I know it's not now.
I was so fucking furious when we were having that argument. I got legitimately mad. I'm just like, you're stupid.
Yeah.
But after we're done the show, I will be editing the descriptions with all your Twitters and all that. But so JD, Colin, James, please give your Twitters and how everybody can find you on the social media.
We'll let JD go first, because JD is JD. You can't go wrong with JD.
Well, thank you. I agree. So my Twitter is at BowlingJD. There you go. You can find me there. I tweet all kinds of shit. I don't think people got your name. What is it again? It's JD, the greatest two-lettered name you can think of. Right.
Great. JD. That's all you need.
Oh, good God. I'm going next, I guess. Follow me on Twitter, at UberTieGuy. You can find me arguing about who's better between Jinder Mahal and Chad Gable. It's Jinder.
Here we go with the stupid argument again. Here we go.
Jinder has a world title. Chad Gable has nothing. Exactly. Finally, someone who's educated. You can find me live tweeting Raws and SmackDowns and whatever wrestling I'm watching at the given time. Please follow me. That's all I ask.
Yeah, it's great to be here. But James, you're next up. please let the great fans know where you can check you out. But first, before you do that, JD, I think yours, Bowling JD, I think you wanted to take a bowling ball to the Backlash pay-per-view, didn't you?
Oh, no.
If you meant doing it like in Mystery Men by throwing the ball through my TV, sure.
Yes, that's exactly what I was getting at.
Yeah. Truth, though. Truth. It's okay, though. Alright, so you guys can follow me on Twitter at jhebertside95. That is also the handle for my main YouTube channel that I don't do a CAW league on, which is jhebertside95, same thing. You can also check me out at Weymouth Youth Wrestling, which is a CAW wrestling league that I run, and we try to emulate what other wrestling promotions do off of video games. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check it out.
He refuses to buy an actual console, and he still uses 2K14 though.
Yeah, but what do you want about? You agreed with me that had I tried to do it off of 2K18, I wouldn't have been able to do half the shit that I'm able to do on there.
I mean, you're not. It's true. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing it out.
Well, I think a lot of. Don't worry. I think you'd be surprised of how many people actually like 2K14 over 2K18.
Oh, I'm playing 2K16 right now because I get bored of 2K18. So.
Thank you.
2K18's broken, so anything's better.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
Thank you.
Alright, guys, let's get this started.
Wait, what about Matt's at it, dude?
Yeah, I'm just sitting in the corner here. Just...
Matt, where can they check you out, sir?
You can check me out on Twitter at @ThePerfectTenant, and as I have nothing else to hawk, can I just give a quick shout out to a good friend of mine, Cody Brooks, who I think is listening, and you can check out his articles, 5 Reasons to Love Wrestling and High Five at WrestleTalk.com.
That's awesome. Please go check him out.
I used to write for a website, so I appreciate it. Somewhere deep in my heart, I'm like, yeah, give the writers a chance.
Yeah, me too. I used to write for them.
It was actually the same website you guys wrote for, and you didn't.
Just didn't even know.
Yeah, can you imagine? Just...
More you know. Dick Ebersol. Great quote.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Alright, Travis says I sound like a robot. Travis, please tell me if I sound better. I did try to fix my headset once again. Let's see if it works. Let me know in the chat, please. Well, let's get started with the very first top 5 list series with the very first question. And yes, I gave you guys the list of what it was, but I did mix them up when I did them. So let's start.
You dick!
Yes, I did.
I've been writing these on my notes in order, and you ass.
Alright, let me. How about this? I will go down and let's start with what's on here. Alright, so are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Alright, the top 5 promo of all time. And please give us a runner-up first.
Oh, I didn't do a runner-up.
What do you mean, like number 6?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I don't know that either. Might as well just say top 6. Same thing.
Oh God.
I decided to do a runner-up just to, because there's a lot of good people.
We're gonna make so many marks angry. It's gonna be ridiculous. Gonna be like, hey, Dave Meltzer does 6-star matches now. You can't do a top 6. You have to stick with the top 5.
Please never make that sound again.
Please don't. Please.
Look, that's what happens, dude. Listen, that's what happens when a mark jizzes himself. Okay.
Good God.
Look, I'm just being factual.
We're 10 minutes into this podcast, and I want to cancel it already. But let's start off with Matt.
Right, well, I don't have a runner-up, Logan, because I wasn't expecting a runner-up, so... What do you want me to do?
All right. No
Keep going. It's fine.
No runner-up.
We can have 10 minutes of silence while I sit and think, or we can just jump into number 5.
Half of our
let's
podcast
do
already
5.
wastes silence, so I mean.
Let's go ahead and do number 5, and then at the end we can, while we're thinking about it, we can do our runner-ups. How about that?
If we can think of one.
Otherwise,
we should just say to be determined if we can't think of one.
That's fine. Let's go. Travis in the chest is not a promo at Backlash GOAT.
Totally, Travis. Bleach.
Okay, we're ready.
Yes, but first, before I have to say something to Travis. Go back and make wings, okay? Stop doing this goat shit. Go back to work, please.
Oh my god.
But all right, number 5, Matt. What is yours?
My number 5 is CM Punk's pipe bomb.
Okay. All right. Next up.
We're not just giving
JD.
explanation to it?
Well, Matt, yeah, let's give your explanation why CM Punk is important.
Logan, you've done it again. It's like you said to me, we're only going to do explanations for number 1.
That's my bad. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, we'll do that. Number 1 will be our explanation why they chose number 1 over all the other 4. Okay, let's do that. JD's next up. Who is your 5?
Well, since you gave me the list like 10 minutes before the cast, I don't have anything ranked, so it's just what comes into my mind first. So I thought about it for 10 minutes. Jay Lethal and Ric Flair's TNA promo, where Jay Lethal mocks Ric Flair.
Oh, that's so good! Damn it!
You see, sometimes you don't even have to write it down. In your mind, it could be better. You know? Off the dome, right? James,
Did I just hear that book right there say anything about the 4 horsemen?
He remembers it better than I do.
Or 12 minutes.
No, dude, it's so good. It's like the best thing TNA ever produced ever in its existence. Seriously.
We're 12 minutes in and we already gave TNA a shout out. What the fuck are we doing?
Hey, TNA is technically dead. We did not give a shout out to the other promotion then.
Yeah, Impact Wrestling doesn't have Scott Steiner pulling out more promos just yet.
Yeah. Although
he is back and he's tag team champion, boys.
Yeah, he was tag team champion. I think he lost it now. But yeah,
no, JD. It's not he's back. He's fat.
No.
PHAT.
Check me out on YouTube. I'm world famous, bitch.
And you're not. And you're gonna have to live with that.
You know what? Fuck it. That's my 5.
I have a 33 and 1/4 chance
to win.
See, Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, so he only has a 10%
So he's
chance.
not even gonna try. So you're taking 32%.
All right, James, go ahead and say yours.
What are you talking about? I already said my 5. All right. Let me talk about my fave 5 for a minute. Booker T. Anything Booker T said. No, I'm kidding. Fuck that. Especially on commentary. But for me, number 5 has got to be Austin 316.
Wow. Number 5.
I put that at number 5.
Number 5.
I know. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I have my reasons why that's number 5.
Wow, that's a shocker. See, this is what I love about the top list series. We'll get the shockers out. So, Colin, do you want to go next, or do you want me to do it before you?
I can go. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a bit younger, so I don't know all the history makers as far as promos are concerned, and so some of mine are more recent. I do have some of the older ones on here, but for my number 5, I'm gonna go kind of left field. I'm gonna go with the promo The Miz gave on Talking Smack. We all know the promo I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one between him and Daniel Bryan.
Miz.
Yeah, for The Miz. That's my number 5.
And before I go, the reason why I like this pick for Colin is, look at what the Miz has become since doing the Diva search talk and messing up his promos all the time, like messing up the numbers.
Right.
And now
Yeah.
look what he's doing. Like it's just he went from how do you mess up that to wow.
And it's gotten so much to the point where it's not only improved his promos, but it's like he's improved on his in-ring work as well. He's taken this role of like being like a serious top-level guy in the mid-card very seriously, and he has knocked it out of the park every single time. Don't get me wrong, he's still not like better than a lot of guys on there, but he damn sure deserves everything he has right now. He's got a Hall of Fame career just from these last 2 years alone, from that promo onward. And I think that, you know, when it's all said and done, you know, let's talk about Backlash. He's the only good thing about Backlash. You know what I mean? When can you say that the Miz had a great match like that? You know what I mean? So like he's done wonders. That promo did wonders for his career.
Yep, it did. It most definitely did. But for my number 5 is, I'm going left field. Also, AJ Styles is mine.
Well, that doesn't tell us what the promo was. It just tells me it's 5.
Yeah. What specific promo?
I don't really have a specific promo. I just think AJ Styles is really good on any promo he has done. So,
You
All right.
clearly forgot his TNA days.
wow.
Well, actually, I wouldn't have been shocked if he was going to go with that the mock pipe bomb that AJ did, because AJ actually delivered that was a really good promo by AJ, even though it was, you know, TNA ripping off the pipe bomb prior, but still it was good. I actually like that promo. It was probably one of the best he's ever cut in his career, honestly. Because he was genuinely frustrated with that company, like you can tell. So, there's that.
Awesome. I agree.
Logan,
right.
this is the part where you use that as an excuse to use that promo as your number 5.
Alright, so number 4 for everybody for the promo. What would you guys give? JD. Matt.
Chris Jericho, 1,004 holds.
Oh!
Motherfucker. That's going to be my runner-up if we're doing that.
That was
The origin of the list, you might say.
Son of a bitch. That was my number 3.
Chris
It
Jericho.
can still be your number 3.
All right, cool. So it doesn't matter if we have the same ones in the list.
Nope, it does not.
All right, good. So that's good to know.
But all right, Matt, you're next.
My number 4 is Paul Heyman, ECW One Night Stands 2005.
I love that.
Yes, where he points at JBL and says the only reason you're WWE champion is because
for a
Triple H
year
doesn't want
is
to work
because
Tuesdays.
Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays.
That's the one.
Love it. Love that.
All right, James, you had the same pick as JD.
I actually didn't. That actually might be my runner-up if we're still doing that. To be honest.
No,
But,
we're not gonna do a runner-up. We're just gonna do the 5.
All right. So my number 4. Now hear me out on this. I don't know if people actually remember this, but this is my number 4.
The great Khali just screaming into the microphone.
No, and first off, I think you're confusing Umaga. That's it. Fuck it, I'm the same anyway, except one's a better wrestler. Anyway.
Jesus, please help me.
Now listen. The John Cena, Daniel Bryan promo in their lead up to SummerSlam 2013. I loved that promo. That was such a real promo by both of them. I love that promo. Because especially the line, everyone I think remembers this at some point. They've shown it in a package or another. I think you are a parody of pro wrestling. If that's just scraping the surface of what those two said back and forth. It was amazing. The genuine reaction to and their timing in the promos. It's some of the best mic work that you can think of. Seriously, it was that damn good.
I agree. That's awesome. I like everybody's opinions. I like everybody's picks. I like the fact that everyone is doing different picks as well. So let's keep it going with Colin. What's yours?
My number 4 is you just said, you know, everyone's doing different picks, but I mean, my other 3 are obviously going to be different, but I mean, my number 4 it would probably be Austin 3:16's, you know, King of the Ring speech, because I mean, that was, I mean, it didn't necessarily, like, you know, it you know, kickstarted his whole career. It kickstarted, you know, the Austin character as we know it. But I mean, it was a really good promo.
I have to say something about this. Stone Cold Steve Austin, that promo, yes, got him, you know, looked at by everyone. You know what I mean? But I think his earlier days in ECW also helped, because I know when he was injured that Paul Heyman was like, "You're really good at promos." You know, Paul Heyman saw something in Stone Cold then.
I loved his promo when he was fucking mocking Bischoff. I loved it. Welcome to Monday Night Will, where the big boys play with it. It's still so stupidly funny. He has like one of those cheap ass wigs, and like has a bottle of NyQuil that he just fucking tosses to the side. It's great.
I like that pick, Colin. Great pick. My pick is actually The Rock when he does his interviews with Jonathan Coachman.
Oh yeah, very nice.
That's not just one. There's so many good ones. You like the Coca? Is that what you like, huh? You like the Copa? Yeah. Well, Copa your ass on out of here, Jabroni. Beat it!
Alright.
In case you guys couldn't tell, I'm a fucking mega mark sometimes.
Now we know what you do all day.
Alright, what is everyone's number 3, starting with Matt?
Mine's Austin 3:16 for all the reasons that have just been said.
Exactly.
JD.
Jump-started a great legend.
Ric Flair's early 90s promos with cheating Miss Elizabeth before WrestleMania, where he made Randy Savage go literally insane.
That's my number 2. God damn it. JD and I, what the fuck? Oh.
Alright, James.
Okay. Well, you guys already know my number 3. He said it earlier, JD. It was... You know,
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, the Chris Jericho. Yeah, of course.
Armbar.
Rule. Armbar with a twist. I wish we had said that at one point. That would have been great. And just going up and be like, "What a twist, armbar," or some shit like that.
There's just 400 holds, just variations of the armbar. Slightly tweaked each time.
Yes, it was great.
Armbar, but I'm on my left knee. Armbar, but I'm on my right knee. Armbar, but I have indigestion from catering.
Alright, Colin.
Armbar during the Kettle from Hell match.
Alright.
Gimmick matches too.
That
would be great.
Alright, Colin, what is your number 3, sir?
My number 3 is Daniel Bryan's retirement speech.
Oh, that's sad though.
It was great. It was one of the few times as a wrestling fan where I'm like, I wasn't like bawling by any means, but I mean, you know, my eyes my heart sank a bit. I was like, oh, well, I'm sad now.
Well, for mine, actually, I'm going to mention my runner-up because of Colin. My runner-up was actually Edge's retirement speech.
That was a really good one, yeah.
So,
yes.
but my number 3 was any promo that he did, so there was not a specific one. It is Roddy Piper.
Oh, the one that's, are you thinking of the one where he goes, you think I'm insane, and I say, oh, thank you very much.
Yes.
Think of that one?
Yes, like anything.
It's like he's in the room.
Yep.
I tried to match the octane of the voice, too.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought that sounded more like Mickey Mouse than anything, man. Sorry, man. It's just... I'm gonna face. I'm gonna kick your ass.
There's no one here that I just said blackface? Really? Alright.
Mickey Mouse 316 says I just whooped your keister.
Okay. All right. Number 2.
What the
Starting-
fuck's this show become?
Let's move on. Let's move on. Number 2. Matt, go ahead.
Dudley Boys from ECW Heatwave 99, I think it was. Killer promo.
But I remember that now. Oh God!
When Bubba leans over the ropes and says to a woman in the front row, "We've got a mother here who taught her daughter to
Don't know how to
suck
suck dick." I love that. That dude.
Brilliant promo.
That dude almost started a riot in that arena. Dude. That was hysterical. That was hysterical, dude. Oh man.
JD, what is your number 2?
Ooh, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. The cream always rises to the top.
Great
I don't think I need to say
fucking
much
pick.
more than that.
No, you do not, sir.
I
No.
was
No.
gonna say, I mean, you could have gone with the Danger Zone from Botchamania's epic video package, but you know.
Macho fucking madness is here because the cream always rises to the top.
Yes, love Macho Man. He's great.
James,
Sadness.
what is your number 2, sir?
Well, I just
Every single Ultimate Warrior promo, because you don't understand a fucking word you're saying? Come on, you can admit it.
it was the Ric Flair one that you mentioned, actually, JD.
Oh, the Miss Elizabeth,
Yeah,
the cheating Miss Elizabeth?
Yes.
So now I can talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. One of the best one was definitely when him and Mr. Perfect are in an empty, like, school gym. He's like, hold your applause until I'm done. Look at this picture, Miss Elizabeth. Now that's it's with Miss Elizabeth and a horse. He's like, that's 2 satisfied women there.
Nothing satisfies me like Miss Elizabeth and a horse.
Oh,
Colin?
Oh,
Miss
Christ.
Cross.
all right, Colin, what the hell was
Colin.
yours? 'Cause I'm just done with this one. Come on, Colin, go.
Oh, man. I don't want to know now, because now I'm confused if he's like looking up Miss Elizabeth nudes or some shit. You know, technically that's
I'm looking-
necrophilia.
No, I'm looking at that horse. Anyways. My number 2 is going to be the pipe bomb from CM Punk. It's a very close, very close second between this and my number 1. But yeah, my number 2 is the CM Punk pipe bomb.
Wow. That's a good pick, but my number 2 is actually the Chris Jericho. So, look at that. Alright, Matt, what is your number 1? And please explain why.
My number 1 is Jake Roberts, WrestleMania 6. And it's one of the first promos I ever remember going back and watching twice, actually. The drama of it, the delivery, where he looks into the camera and says to DiBiase, how appropriate that the money you grovel for is your own, and you'll be a victim of your own greed, wallowing in the muck of avarice. It sends shivers up my spine.
Oh, I
watching
remember
back
that
then.
one.
Now, yeah, shit.
Oh yeah. Jake Roberts in his particular upper echelon language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was that was when he was talking about the Undertaker and whatnot, wasn't it as well?
Yep.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because him and Undertaker used to kind of be in an alliance somewhat. I
Yeah.
think. That was good shit. You know what I think? Even though he was having a serious issue back then, I wish he would have been the higher power in the higher power storyline as opposed to Vince McMahon, because that would have made a lot more sense.
What, just winning out a fat old drunk Jake Roberts?
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to wrestle, but he could have been the higher power instead of Vince.
Yeah, but he looks so rough. It's like you could not present that on television and go, "This is the man that's been controlling everything," when he can't control his own habit.
True. Yeah, but it's not like people. The internet was just coming about. I don't think they would have known.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, trust me, it would have been better. Like, all you got out of the Vince reveal was, "It's me, Austin!" That's all you got. It's just some old guy who has been, like, crying about his daughter being kidnapped, and it turns out he's the one who kidnapped her. Are you kidding me? Out of here. But yeah, rant over.
All right, JD, what is your number one?
Well, this one kind of hurts home, but is the Bret Hart goes mental post screw job.
I love that promo.
And as much as I don't like it, it definitely made an impact on not just me as a fan, but the fandom as a whole. That the good guy can only take it for so long.
Yeah.
And it brought realism to the sport I grew up, suspending my disbelief as a kid. So.
Very true.
Very good one. James, what is yours?
My number one is, even though it's relatively recent, this is one that hits, like JD with the Bret Hart, this one hits home for me.
It's the fat guy in the gym saying it's still real to me, damn it.
Oh, no. Colin, fuck off, dude. I'm not interrupting you once with your picks, and you keep interrupting my picks. You cock smooch.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
Sorry.
No, you're not. Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, my number one does involve a fat guy, but it doesn't involve that fat guy. My number one is Mark Henry's retirement promo, or retirement, air quotes, promo from 2013.
Oh, you're insane.
I love that promo. I genuinely love that promo.
It was pretty solid.
Loved it. It was the one promo where I genuinely got played, and I was like, you were so pissed at Henry, but I was like, that was such good acting. God damn, dude, that was fantastic.
I marked out during his Hall of Fame speech when he brought out the salmon jacket. That was my favorite part.
That was great. That's why it's. I just wish he'd have done that during the Hall of Pain stuff. Like, that would have really cemented like why he was like tearing it up back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should have wrestled in the salmon jackets.
Okay.
Just comes out with the salmon jacket all the time.
All right, Colin, before you pick, Tater Snake in the chat says, if Uber Ty Mark says Jinder Mahal, I'm out of here.
I wouldn't put it past me, but no, that's not my number one.
Good.
Thank God.
No, my number one is the Hard Times promo by Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, that's
nice.
That's good.
That was by far like one of my. I mean, and truth be told, I don't really know the entire story behind it. It's just a promo I've seen, in packages, and I've seen it on YouTube and all that. But I mean, just the promo itself, it was fantastic.
It is one of the best.
All right, from me, my number one is CM Punk with the pipe bomb because it made it personal. It made it seem real. And I think CM Punk overall with his promos was fantastic. Every week on Monday. You know what I mean? So this is why.
I mean, that was the promo that everyone remembers, but like every time Punk got on the mic, it was freaking magic every single time. Like he was good in the ring, but his arsenal was really the stick.
Yep.
Straight up.
Shout out to Late Night with Broski. He's in the chat.
Hello. How you doing, Broski?
So, he says he's here for Tater.
He's here for Tater.
Aren't we all, though?
We're all here for Tater.
Aren't we all here for
Tater's
Tater?
good shit.
Broski says Pipe Bomb is overrated as fuck. I do agree with you on that, but it was
it made wrestling cool again.
Yes.
That was the point of it.
Yeah.
And Tater
Very
Snake
true.
says, why did Colin pick somebody with talent as his number one? The madness.
I shock myself sometimes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm surprised. Like, one of us did have a Macho Man, but it wasn't like. I don't think it was actually Macho Man. It was Ric Flair, right? Damn.
Ric Flair.
Yeah, I don't think one of us did a Macho Man.
I did.
If we did a top 10 list.
He did the cream.
Oh yeah, you did.
He did cream of the crop.
Yeah. Yeah, one person out of like the four of us here. I'm shocked actually, because I remember the obviously, I think a runner-up if we were doing a top 10 list would probably be his definitely his Ricky Steamboat promo that he cut on Ricky Steamboat before Mania 33. It's also a very underrated promo. I don't know if we're doing underrated promos, but you know.
No, we're not.
Shit, I love that promo actually. So, I'd recommend it.
But yeah, Eric says fix your fucking mics. The echo is really bad. So somebody's echoing, but I think it's Skype. Skype has also been acting up. It took me 10 minutes just to load the damn thing for some reason. So
is it me or is it specifically Logan? Because I think we're fine, right?
Mine was fixed. Travis said, but I don't know. I think it could be just Skype just acting stupid tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
It's always something, you know what I mean. But let's move on to the top 5 Intercontinental Champions of all time, starting with number 5. Go ahead, Matt.
My number 5 is Owen Hart.
I think everyone loves Matt now.
Why?
He didn't hold it more than once, though,
but
did
now
he?
we do.
Why would you say Owen Hart?
I just think he was.
I get he was a great wrestler, and you know, he left too early, but the IC title.
I think in '97, he really held that title up when there was really no one else until Austin took it.
That's very true. I mean, Owen, like, people remember.
It was
Owen.
the dark days of WWF, yeah.
Well, I think so, yeah, but it was still like Owen was a great. I mean, I don't think I'd put him in my top 5, but I can understand where people would think that because he did. Like when you think of Intercontinental Champions, Owen Hart is in that list somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like he was a flash in the pan as champion. So,
Well, we'll see. All right, JD, go ahead.
So, the way I thought about this is not so much as the individual, nor time held, or number of times held. Similar to the way you looked at Owen Hart with when they were champ and what they did for it. Yeah. I also looked at the feud and rivalry because the belt meant more when it meant more. So I put Greg Valentine and the Tito Santana IC feud in the mid '80s. That was the belt. I'll never forget the crazy cage match they had. Just looking at that old VHS tapes. That was, if you were tired of Hulk Hogan, you were paying attention to the IC title, and it was Greg Valentine and El Matador just fighting it out. And Greg Valentine is the definition of a workhorse.
I know
any company's been in.
I know it's James' turn, but number 5 was what JD said, so I'll go next since that's out there. James, go ahead, sir.
Oh, so you agree, Greg Valentine?
Yes, sir. That was my 5.
Oh, well. Hey, how about that?
There you go. Mine number 5. For me, it's going to be a mix of all different generations. But I think just over his last work with the belt itself, and like it's not like he's a flash in the pan. It would definitely be Miz for me. And I never thought I'd ever fucking say that like 2 years ago. My God, I thought I hated the Miz back then, man. But like he's proven me wrong, so I gotta go with him.
Yeah, he's at least got the IC title being talked about. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, if you think about it too, he really did a lot of work because as soon as Seth Rollins has got it as well, he's been carrying the strap too.
Well, Seth Rollins is essentially copying what The Miz did with the whole Cena Open Challenge thing.
Very true, but he's also a great babyface champion. Like, he really makes for a good Intercontinental champion. I don't think he's top 5, obviously, right now, but he's good with the strap. But you'd have to credit a lot of that to Miz. For how he made that belt prestigious again, because for a while it was down the tubes, man. It was down the tubes.
Alright, go ahead. I'm going to give it to Colin. Go ahead.
Oh shit, we're doing IC champions?
Yep.
Cool. So I don't think I've been really watching wrestling long enough to think of, all time right now. I mean, I have a general knowledge of it, but I mean, as far as, when you think of IC champions and you think of, people who've held it, I'm gonna go left field for number 5. I'm gonna go with China. First, it's really women to hold the
Hold on.
Not saying she was good.
I want to rack that out as well.
Not saying I have no knowledge of if she was good, how long the reign was. I don't know. All I know is she was a woman and she did it first, so it's got to mean something, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I'll give you that. I'll give him that. I mean, that's...
Broski just said get off the show. Get off. Go back away. God damn it, Colin. Why you do this?
Why do this?
I had no preparation for this show.
Colin, come on, man. You do better than that. 5? Number 5.
Hey! I could have put her at 1, motherfuckers. Give me a break.
Dude.
I would have kicked you off the show.
God damn.
So help me God, I will put Santino Marella as 1 if you don't shut the fuck up.
So, alright, so it's okay, guys. Don't take any. In other words, don't take anything that Colin says seriously. Got it for this list.
Don't take that pick. Don't take 5 through 3 seriously out of this list, because I just looked at the list of people who have held the title. I'm like, that one.
That one.
Alright, let's go for number 4. Matt, go ahead.
Shawn Michaels.
Ooh.
Wow. That's insane. That's insane. I'll get to that. JD, go ahead.
We're on 4, correct?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so going quite outside the box here. Ravishing Rick Rude in the early 90s and his interesting IC title belt run in WCW when they actually had the international title, in which him and Sting tried to, before Rick Rude's unfortunate career-ending injury, had actually, this belt was created to be defended solely internationally. And Rick Rude was at the forefront of it. He was at the forefront in the early 90s, when the 90s was all about the big sweaty men steroids, so he had to try and deal with everything around him, ranging from a non-performing honky-tonk man to a bullshit, a bullshit Ultimate Warrior. The list goes on. Rick Rude was that kind of guy, and that's why he's number 4 for me.
Why are we silent? Come on! Talk! God damn it! Dead air! No! Cut it out!
Did I cut out?
No,
We're
it was
good.
just dead air.
All
I
right.
don't know what happened.
No, you're fine. Logan isn't speaking.
Is that
Logan
again?
speaking.
We're here. I'm here. I don't know what's going on.
Wait,
There we are.
we got it. We got an issue in the chat. That's all. Everyone knows. You can go check it out on the streams chat. It's fine. Fine. Anyway, who's going next? Should I just go next?
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm going. Okay. Number 4. Alright. Well, I actually have a number 4. It's Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, man. Can't go wrong with Mr. Perfect. Cannot go wrong, Mr. Perfect.
I like
It's
that.
tough to argue.
It's also WCW United States champion as well, I believe. So.
Okay.
But we're not talking about the U.S. title.
Yes. What I'm just saying.
That's a different belt.
Yes.
Brother.
Yes, brother. But he would go in the top 5. He would go in the top 5 for both belts. My opinion. He would.
I'll be getting to Mr. Perfect later. A little spoiler there.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Colin, go ahead.
Eric, it's been a long day. I don't need this bullshit. Oh man. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm scared to even. I'm scared. Fuck it.
Just do it. Just do it. We know you're bullshitting anyway for these 3 picks. You
Fucking Mark Marrow. There you go.
Oh my god.
Who? I don't know. I'm not picking Mark Marrow. I'm gonna go with. Fuck off. I'm not picking seriously for these 3 picks. Mark Marrow. I said it. I'm not taking it back. We're good.
I don't even know who that is.
The guy who got powerbombed by Sable, JD. The guy who got
His reign lasted 28 days. There's a reason you don't know who he is.
Oh my god.
I don't think he'd shoot.
I don't know.
Broski, I don't think he would shoot to the sun, but we could try. Sorry.
I don't think he could fit in the cannon, so. But I can't either, so what can I say?
Well, yeah.
I was about to say, Logan, I don't need a pool to walk normally, so you know what? Bite.
Also, I don't think
That is fucked up. That is
so,
fucked
come on
up.
now.
That is so fucked up but true.
Yeah.
Spoiler, I can actually do squats, out of the pool now, so fuck you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're losing weight slowly but surely. Until we gain it back again. And
I am down 59 pounds, so fuck off.
I
Congratulations.
was down 13 pounds, and then I gained it.
Well done.
You can just call me Rated R, Roasted. There we go.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Alright. My number 4. Okay, my number 4 is the Honky Tonk Man.
I'm guessing just because of how long he held it.
Yes. I mean, that gives... That is...
Damn it, I knew I should have picked him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he wasn't bad. Top 5, though.
Well, with his reign, I mean, what can you say? I mean, you can't really say that shouldn't be there because of the reign. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I could argue outside top 5. That's like someone saying the New Day is the best tag team champions of all time just because of length.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Even though
From a technicality standpoint, yes, but I mean, it's not how it works.
it's what we like. Maybe he likes it. I don't know. Maybe he likes Honky Tonk Man. We can't judge an opinion.
You can't judge. But, alright.
Unless it's calling because we know he's bullshitting.
Number 3. Matt, go ahead.
My number 3 is
You thought
Bret Hart,
Coca-Cola
and
would fight me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Bret Hart, and the top 3, I think, is why I put Shawn Michaels 4th. Is because my top 3 all did more with the title than Shawn Michaels did. So there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, JD, go ahead.
Number 3 is Chris Jericho, and specifically during the era when he was fighting against some dude named Chris Benoit.
Who?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Oh, Chris Benoit?
Yeah, Chris
I
Benoit.
remember that dude. The Tooth.
I thought that was the era that exited the Attitude Era that people call it, and really got the workhorse mentality back to the belt. It was the best rivalry. I think it was the best rivalry at the time, and Jericho brought prestige to that IC title, and I believe it was the beginning of his big run with the IC belt as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he ended up being the 9-time champion.
Alright, I like that pick. James, go ahead.
My number 3 for top 5 IC champions of all time, has to go to Randy Orton. I think his early run really showed the potential of a Randy Orton when he's on his A game and not, before all the fucking personal problems. But I think that Randy Orton actually showed a lot. I think that's why I think he won. They hotshotted him to the world title as soon as they did because they thought highly of him. He was actually really good in the IC title role. And you remember matches like him and McFoley. You remember matches. You remember his. You even remember his WrestleMania 20 match. And I mean, even if it wasn't good, you knew he was in there. He was a presence there. You know what I mean? I think that's what really makes it. Is like the guy had good matches when he was IC champion. Every single time he went out there, he always had put on a stellar performance. So,
who was this again? I missed who you said.
Randy Orton.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
That guy. Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
That guy.
All right, Colin, go ahead, sir.
You sure that's a safe idea?
No, you're going to do it anyway, so you might as well get out of the way.
Okay, this one, it's not necessarily, I think he was the greatest by any means, but it was just a personal favorite of mine, and I mean, it's probably better than my first pick. I'm going to go with Bad News Barrett. He was a 5-time champion. I really enjoyed whenever he was IC champion.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I'm alone
You guys
here,
are literally
but
insane. You're losing your minds.
Look, man. Look, top 5, sure. But
it was
rounded.
Like I
Be
said,
rounding. You picked China, and then Barrett's over him? Over her?
He's number one. He's number 1 to hardcore Holly.
Fuck, I could ask a casual wrestling fan. What do you think of? Who do you think of when I say IC title? Just name like 3 guys. Wade Barrett's not coming to anyone's mind.
Hey, if Jinder was IC champion, he would have been all 5 of my picks. So you know what, bite me.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Just trolling at this point.
So I at this point, yeah. I mean, like I said, 3 through 5 just mean nothing.
Fair enough. At least we know. BRB need Coca-Cola, says Tater Snake. Yeah, get it. I don't blame you. Worse pick than China.
At least China, you could say the only woman to wear a major title, and Wade Barrett. Get off that horse, Jesus Christ.
Just Bad News Barrett. It was okay, but not top 5 okay.
Alright, I'm gonna make my pick, but I actually have my puppy with me right now. He's wanting to lick the mic and actually lick the phone, so his pick, I'm gonna guess Chico's pick is Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, there you go. Just said BRB.
Look, Chico can make a better pick than Colin. The damn dog can. Eat that, Colin.
God almighty, they killed him.
I'm about to go hang myself with one of my ties.
Oh no! Now we have both Broski and Colin killing themselves. No, guys, stay alive, man. Don't do this. Suicide's bad. Shitty PSA.
All right, number 2, Matt, go ahead.
Chris Jericho.
All right, number 2, Chris Jericho. Let's go, JD.
Chris Jericho. You said
number 2, Mr. Perfect post Ultimate Warrior, because let's face it, the Ultimate Warrior with that belt was a travesty to everything that was wrestling, and Mr. Perfect saved that motherfucker.
Alright, James, go ahead.
Chris Jericho.
Wow. Colin, go ahead.
At this point, I'm just afraid to speak.
Well, I mean, you said the 5 to 3 were just mean picks, so they had this.
Yeah, but honestly, at this point, I don't know anymore. Fuck it, number 2, I'm picking The Miz.
All right, no, that's fine. I mean, that's way better than what you've been picking before.
You know what?
Makes more sense. That's for sure.
Thank you.
All right, the Chico is picking Chris Jericho as his number 2.
I'm very curious what all your number 1s are.
All right, Matt, what is your number 1?
Randy Savage.
That's
Wow.
what I thought it was going to be.
Mine's Randy Savage, actually.
JD, go ahead.
Bret Hart. It's called the Bret Belt for a reason.
Wow. Colin, oh dear God.
It's Chris
Johnson.
Jericho. I picked Chris Jericho.
All right, there we go.
And Chico is saying The Miz because of what he has done with the Intercontinental Championship. So, Chico.
Oh no! Oh no!
You guys are blinded by recent history.
OJ Simp just said in the chat, this has turned into the Kumite style show, only about wrestling, which debates such as, will Ronda get over? God damn it! It's true though. I didn't make that comparison.
I mean, at least Broski and I agree on this. Yeah, she's already over.
Well, don't tell Mike the Slam Pig that. He'll disagree.
Oh, jeez. Don't start. OJ asked, should Rude be a champion?
IC champ?
Who, Rick Rude?
Bobby Roode.
Oh, Bobby Roode?
Yeah, Bobby Roode.
Considering Rick Rude died.
If he turns heel, then yeah. Sure,
Yes,
I wouldn't
he
mind.
should.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
By the way, real quick, just Logan, not to spoil anything, but I'm gonna. One of the lists is supposed to be top 5 NXT stars. Is that current or all time?
All time.
Oh shit! God damn it! I gotta redo it.
Oh God,
God
damn
damn
it! Oh. All right, it's fine.
My current list
Honestly,
wasn't bad.
no, it's fine. It's fine. Honestly, we can go with that. At least we know it's a current list.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's go with the top 5 World Heavyweight Champions of all time. Let's go. Matt, what's your number 5? Let's do this quickly, because it took us an hour just...
Well, there's only 22 champions ever, so that should be easy.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
There's
make
only
it quick.
so many picks we can work with.
You're picking from a fourth of the list.
Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what? I guarantee you, unless Colin's gonna...
David Arquette, number 1. Let's move on.
No, that was the WCW version. I think we're talking World Heavyweight.
Yeah, not the same thing.
Yeah,
That's
World
safe,
Heavyweight.
get on.
None of it is going to be Triple H. At least I hope, unless Colin lets us down.
Let me just casually backspace my number 3 pick.
God damn it!
Right.
My number 1 pick is Triple H, so...
You can't say World Heavyweight. There's only been 22 champions of that belt ever, including WCW. You have to include WCW.
At least Batista drew and didn't freaking hold the title for eons and eons and everybody.
WCW, my number 1 pick.
Why isn't he number 1?
Alright, this is what we're going to do, so we can make this quickly. We're going to... Matt, you're going to say your 5 through 1, and then we're going to do them.
Okay.
See if everybody's different. What's your 5 through 1?
5, CM Punk, Batista, Edge, Undertaker, Triple H.
Wow.
All different.
JD.
DDP, Big Van Vader, Goldberg, Sting, Ric Flair.
It's not the same belt.
Oh, well.
It is too!
It's fine. It's
It is
fine.
The World Heavyweight
It's
Championship
fine.
was created in 2002 specifically for Triple H. Same design, different history.
It's fine.
It's
Just
small.
go with it.
It's smaller. It has a WWE logo. It's not the same marking moment.
James, go ahead.
All right. For me, I'll actually go with WWE specifically. So my number 5 is Edge. My number 4 is Chris Jericho. Just because it's Chris Jericho in 2008, he was great. My number 3 is, and hear me out on this. My number 3 is John Cena, because really,
It's
you
a
only
fair
have
pick.
20.
It's a
You
fair
only have
pick.
22, so there you go. My number 2. I couldn't really think of a number 2. I know my number 1 would have been Batista. I would probably pick Randy Orton at number 2. Again, you didn't really have a lot to work.
Alright, Colin, go ahead.
My number. this is another one of those, like, just, it was for my own personal enjoyment. I enjoyed his reign, but number 5, I'm picking Kane just for the sheer fact that he almost murdered, like, 4 people. 4, Undertaker, 3, Edge, 2, Mark Henry for the Hall of Pain, and then 1, Goldberg.
Yeah. I forgot Goldberg. Shit, I would have picked Goldberg in my number 2. Fuck it, I'm changing Randy Orton for Goldberg. Fuck it, even if his title one wasn't that memorable. Fuck it.
James, or not James, Logan, what about you?
Alright, my number 5 is Shawn Michaels. My number 4 is Goldberg. My number 3 is actually Triple H.
Oh, no.
Number 2 is John Cena. And number 1 is Ric Flair.
I'm surprised 3 people actually picked Triple H. I don't pick Triple H just because of his reign of terror. It was shit. Sorry. I just hated it.
Everyone's still mad about Booker T.
They are. They have a right to be. It's pretty bad. Katie Vick also. Don't forget about Katie Vick. Never ever forget about Katie Vick.
Alright, let's move on to our most underrated feuds of all time.
Hang on, I'm finding it. I'm finding it. There it is, yeah. We're doing the same, just all 5 at once.
Yep, let's just do that, and then we can talk about it.
Can it be from any wrestling company?
Yes.
Alright, I got.
Okay, well, I've got at number 5, the Hurricane and Jamie Noble. Very underrated cruiserweight feud. Randy Savage and Crush at number 4. Chris Jericho and Dean Malenko at number 3. Shawn Michaels and the British Bulldog at number 2. Kurt Angle and Edge at number 1.
I can actually agree with those.
I liked your number 4 the most there.
Thank you very much.
Actually, mine was Chris Jericho and Christian as well, with the Trish Stratus. So that was like my runner-up, just saying. But go ahead, JD.
Jake the Snake Roberts, Steamboat. Pretty sure no one even has watched it here. Macho Man versus the Honky Tonk Man, number 4. Number 3, Virgil DiBiase. A lot of people tend to hate that one. Number 2, Cactus Jack versus Vader. 93, I believe that was, if memory serves. Yeah. Number 1, Macho Man versus Diamond Dallas Page, right before DDP went on to go on to win the title later. That's kind of where DDP all started. Nobody remembers that, really, since that's where he started his NWO against the system thing. So
yes. Might want to read this off before we continue. Late Night with Broski says, LMAO, Eddie versus the drugs. And he also says Benoit versus his family. Christ.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Has it even been enough time to make those jokes?
Who gives a shit? Everyone makes them anyway.
And also, Tater Snake says Sting versus Vampiro.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one. That'd probably be... that would definitely make my top 10, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to make an underrated feud that much. Yeah, I was definitely thinking about that one. Comes to mind.
Alright, James, go ahead.
For me, some of the most underrated feuds, I'd have to say Johnny Nitro, Carlito, Shelton Benjamin. That's a super underrated feud. Another underrated feud I think a lot of people don't give enough credit is AJ Styles, Daniels, and Joe, especially in that ultimate three-way.
That 5-star match was really underrated.
No, well, yeah, but I feel like I'm not a lot of people. Believe it or not, I'm serious. Not a lot of people talk about that though. You'd be surprised. I don't hear enough nowadays wrestling fans talk about it. You'd be surprised. I think it's actually underrated.
10 years old.
Yeah, but still, it was relatively there when we were young. Like people watched TNA before. At least in my neck of the woods here. Number 3. I'd have to go with, specifically, because I feel like it doesn't get enough traction, Jericho versus Lance Storm back in Smoky Mountain, because if people did not know that we're actually feuding. I actually enjoy it anytime.
There you go, now you're thinking outside the box.
I like their feud. Number 2, I would have to. I think a lot of people kind of give it flack. They don't really give this flack, but I just don't see them talk about it as like some of the greatest. The first Rey versus Kurt Angle feud, Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle feud.
Yeah.
Especially culminating at SummerSlam 02. They might have had more matches after that, but just any time those two touched, it was great.
And
And
start of feuds people tend to forget about.
yeah, and I think number 1 for me, one of the most underrated feuds. And again, just because I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, just in my neck of the woods, Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair. I don't hear that talked about a lot.
And 2 5-star matches, underrated. Man, I can't believe it.
I understand. No, listen. So I totally get it. Trust me, I get it. But before I ran into you guys, I didn't even fucking hear anybody talk about it. And I love those matches.
Because wrestling fans don't last more than 5 years.
Truth, but still, you know, that's why I think they're underrated. That's just my personal list. Macho Man versus a tree. Oh, god damn it!
Very sad versus the mouth, let me tell you.
Oh my god.
Oh, God damn.
All right, Colin, go ahead.
Jesus. I went with more recent history feuds. The first one might be a bit iffy, but I enjoyed it. The other ones I feel like, were slightly underrated, kind of. Number 5, I picked Cody Rhodes versus Rey Mysterio for the IC title. Number 4, I picked Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. Because I thought that feud was fucking great. Aside from Kofi Kingston
You know
dying.
how that ended?
I'm well aware of how it ended, but I enjoyed it while it happened.
God damn it.
I regret fucking nothing. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna like I said, half of this time the first few picks mean nothing. For instance, my number 3 pick is The Miz versus Jerry Lawler. Great feud.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna shoot straight from the hip here, and yeah, they're all underrated because I don't remember a single one of these things.
See, there you go. There you go. Exactly. Number 2, I'm picking Jericho versus
Wait, what? Wasn't that the Miz like making fun of his heart attack?
Yes!
Oh my god. Okay, I remember that one.
Where's the bleach?
A terrible person. And number 1, honestly, this whole list was sort of a joke. But number 1, I'm picking Hornswoggle versus El Torito.
Oh my god, I'm getting the razor blades.
Oh, dude.
I look forward to hearing what you think about WXW in the future.
Hey, another one of these lists is just feuds. Another one of these is just favorite feuds. That one, I quite literally made a joke. I can't wait to get to that. Can we do that one next? Because all of mine are actual jokes.
There's no favorite feuds.
Yeah, I haven't got that.
Stop the pain.
Did you just make something up?
No, number 2, top 5 favorite feud of all time.
Oh yeah, I have got that, yeah.
How about we
I don't
wait?
have that.
How about we wait for that?
No, let's do it right now, just so I
No.
can get these stuff
No.
out of the way.
No, I'd rather.
James,
No, wait.
fuck, Logan, what are we doing next? What's your pick?
I'm not after you. What you just did, I'm not even doing it. No. I'm only gonna do 2, and I'm gonna say the Usos and the New Day.
No, come on, we gotta do the top 5. We'll just have Colin go last from now on. It's fine.
Yeah, fuck you.
I think the Usos and the New Day, their feud and what they've done with the tag team division on SmackDown, I think was underrated. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me or not.
They sure tried their damnedest to make the tag team division relevant again.
Yes,
Poor
that's-
guys.
I think
They're-
it's underrated, big time.
They're so good and doing every
I-
single.
If the tag team division wasn't split in half, it would be match of the year candidates
Dude, if you
because then we'd care about it more.
SmackDown has a stacked tag roster now. If you really look at it, I mean,
They haven't done anything yet.
I would
Nothing's
hope.
a stack like Primo and Epico.
Well, still,
There's a win money in the bank.
got the bar. You got the bar. I would love to see the Bar versus the Usos. That'd be great. Just once. Just once.
Hell, with all my picks, my end goal is just to have everyone smacking each other upside the head with bars.
I think we're gonna smack everyone's gonna get pipes and smack you across the head with the bars, okay?
That's fine. The sooner I die, the better.
Okay.
Well, that
Yeah,
put it down.
All right, Colin.
All right, next.
All right,
Matt, top 5 heel turns of all time. Let's go.
Oh shit!
I've got to
skipped this
find
part.
it. I've got to find it. Alright, right. Triple H on HBK in, what was it, 2002. Shawn Michaels on Marty Jannetty. Owen Hart on Bret Hart. Austin on The Rock at Mania 17. And Paul Bearer on The Undertaker at SummerSlam 96. Because that killed my childhood as a wrestler.
Man of the 90s there.
How did you guess?
All right, go ahead, JD.
Larry Zbyszko, Bruno Sammartino. I actually just watched that whole feud on the network. That's number 5 for me. I even talked about the Zbyszko-Bruno match on my podcast, Red Leaf Retrocast. Number 4, Owen Hart versus Bret Hart. Just killed my childhood. I'm right with you, man.
Yeah.
Number 3, Andre turns on Hogan. Number 2, the Mega Powers explode, brother. And number 1 is Hogan NWO. I would argue every single person on the planet to fight me on that one. That's number 1 for history.
All right, James. Before we get to the, I don't even know what the fuck.
Funny how Hogan's on 3 of my top 5, and I hate Hogan.
Wow.
well, I mean,
Didn't even notice that.
Based on what Colin has said. Actually, it's okay. It's okay. It's not mean picks. Don't worry.
James, you made an hour-long live stream about you crying over wrestling. You might have me for one show, but that will always be on the internet forever. Do
Yes.
not try me, bitch.
But hey, at least I actually have some shit to go about. Okay, I don't make.
Hey, at least all
This
my
is-
chromosomes.
Hang on, this is not
properly.
blood sports. This
Hey,
is freaking Top
mother-
Series. Damn it.
Yeah, right. Come on now. Okay.
Let's go.
Well, obviously we don't mean it though. Well, at least I think, Colin. God damn. Anyway. Anyway.
That might have been a
Number
bit
5, Colin versus James. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Hang on. Shout out to Broski and the video he made on James crying, by the way.
Yeah, video ever. Best video ever.
So
that's fine.
please, Broski, put the link in the chat so everybody can go watch it.
Oh, fuck off. It's been forever now. God damn.
So,
Hey, he still
damn.
uses the GIF on Twitter to tell people there's no late night. So I mean,
Yeah, you can, yeah, that's kind of eh. Come on, man. Let it be. Alright,
James, what the fuck's your list?
Alright, my list, if I can actually get to it now. Again, this makes 2 lists, but I don't care. Favorite feud, Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair. I watched almost every single one of their matches. Number 4, Steve Austin versus The Rock. All 3 of their encounters. That's why. Number 3, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho from 03 and 08.
hang on. Are you doing the heel turns of all time? What are you doing, sir?
Doing feuds. Thought we were doing feuds. Oh shit.
No, we.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
God damn. Let me. Heel turns. Alright, well I could do heel turns too. Fuck it.
Jesus.
Alright. Chris Jericho. Number 1, obviously. I'll just go backwards. Number 2 for me would definitely. That's a tough one. I didn't think about this either. I didn't actually see all the lists. I'm just gonna wing it. But yeah, Chris Jericho's number 1. Number 2, CM Punk. Me, CM Punk, especially the straight edge gimmick, magic promos. Actually, the only time I hate being associated with the word straight edge because I hated them that much when I was still a youngin.
This is top 5 heel turns, by the way.
Yeah. Number 3, I'd have to say Triple H in 02, because I was expecting DX to reunite, and then he just pedigrees him.
Awesome.
I'm pissed. Number 2, The Rock, joining the Nation. That was desperately needed for him, for sure. And look at what we got out of it. And number 1, I'd have to say... Or no, that's number 5. I'm fucking awful. Alright, so number 5 would be actually Brock Lesnar, from when he just decimated Kurt Angle, because Vince kept saying, "You're a beast, damn it!" There you go. That's my top 5. Whatever that order was is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It wasn't 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, which is what I think I was going towards. But fuck it, there you go.
I thought that was bad. I thought that was bad, but Colin, go ahead.
Oh, you can just suck a dick. Rock, Hogan, Austin, Shawn Michaels, Triple H.
Yeah.
In no particular order.
There you go.
Alright. My top 5 heel turns of all time is actually CM Punk, number 5, turning on and attacking The Rock at the 1000 episode of Raw.
Yeah.
So, my number 4 was Triple H turning on Shawn Michaels. My number 3 was Shawn Michaels turning on Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, that one stands out for sure.
And then the switch at WrestleMania when Stone Cold joined Vince McMahon and The Rock turned face.
Man, I am so indifferent with that feud. I was at that WrestleMania and I was like, oh, okay. Another guy joined McMahon. All right, cool, whatever.
That was the status quo back then, my good sir. That was the status quo.
But my number 1 that nobody...
I'm not all you attitude marks. I'm not like all you attitude era marks.
This is a crazy one because nobody mentioned it, but Seth Rollins turning on the Shield, Roman Reigns, and...
Oh, that was good, yeah. Damn.
Well, looking back on it, I love it now.
Right.
Just because you get to see Roman Reigns get the shit kicked out of him.
Not over, brother.
I wasn't even really back in WWE yet. I was just kind of I was vaguely paying attention. All I could think was, God, I hate the Shield. Yay, they're not together anymore.
Oh.
But look where that's gotten us now, Roman. I'm a broken wrestling fan, guys.
Yeah. OJ says David Arquette turning on DDP.
Oh my God, do you guys remember that? No, nobody was watching WCW anymore.
Wait, okay, so real quick. OJ says James turning on WWE. No, the real heel turn was James turning on me, Kuzan, and Lane when he just said, all right, fuck podcasting. And the podcast ended when we were about to record. And then James is like, hey, look at this video. And then it's just James crying saying, I'm done.
Hey, in fairness, man, I was broken too, and probably worse.
Matt Hardy got to you. Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy. Yes, wonderful. Yes. No, I wasn't that kind of broken. I was broken in the JD kind of way, except I was much more depressed.
Yeah, but let's get this started. Number 6. Top 5 NXT stars of all time. Let's go.
Hang on, I've lost it. Oh yeah, right. I'm gonna go. Alma. Oh, am I? Yeah. No. I've lost the plot. Hang on. Fuck off!
Right.
It's 20.
He lost his smile.
Oh no, I got mine made.
So I'm gonna go. Aleister
okay.
Black, Charlotte, Finn Balor, Ember Moon, Kevin Owens at number 1.
I fucking forgot about the NXT women. Oh shit.
Yeah, this should be an interesting list.
So much for you being part of the revolution.
Jesus Christ.
Alright,
Yeah.
JD, go ahead with your
Yeah.
top.
Number 5, Sasha Banks. Number 4, Finn Balor. Number 3, Kevin Owens. Number 2, Seth Rollins. Number 1, Asuka.
Wow. James, go ahead.
For me, Adrian Neville, number 5. Number 4, I'd go with Finn Balor. Number 3, let me think. I'll go with Kevin Owens. Number 2, I'll go with Aleister Black. Number 1, Johnny Gargano, aka Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah, I was thinking about Gargano because he's been such... I don't know. The way I looked at the list is they had to be like the embodiment of NXT.
Yeah.
And people like... Even Almas, Black, and... They just weren't... They either weren't there... They haven't been there long enough. They haven't proven themselves quite yet. The long-standing is unproven, so...
If you think about it too, like if they're a heel, they usually get called up way quicker. If you notice, like Kevin Owens,
Yeah.
Bobby Roode, freaking
Owens was
Aleister
called up
Black, or
6
not Aleister
months.
Black,
Ty
Andre
Dillinger was there
Almas.
for 6 years.
Who?
I said Kevin Owens got called up in 6 months. Ty Dillinger was there for 6 years.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like when they were a big star and they were a heel, like they were already a big star. Ty Dillinger.
The difference... See... Even though I just said like length and impact matter, like Kevin Owens was to me the one that made NXT at least mainstream for a lot of just let's say the main roster marks.
Yes.
When Kevin
Right.
Owens came up and did the whole thing with Cena, that made NXT like matter.
Yeah,
even more
and
than
now
just
the main
developmental.
roster mark. Well, most of the main roster marks are now NXT marks. If you notice.
Yeah, so that's why Kevin Owens was higher on my list than usual, and then Asuka Banks just seemed to be kind of a no-brainer. Like Charlotte was really good, but it was Banks who, I mean, how many like 4-star plus matches has she had?
Oh shit! I feel bad now that I forgot about her.
She's a woman, right?
No, yeah,
Admit it.
kinda, yeah. I was like, if it was a top woman, she would have been like number 1 on that list, honestly.
Alright, but James, go ahead with your 5 so we can keep this going.
I did my 5, dude.
I'm sorry, Colin, go ahead.
Oh god.
Dear God, help us all.
Not every list is gonna be shitty. Y'all can fuck off.
Well, this isn't
number 5.
actually shitty. It's just more like nowadays. So be
Yeah,
prepared.
and you're really good. You're prepared for this one, so go ahead, Colin.
No, I was kind of thrown off. Number 5, I'm going with Adrian Neville. His NXT run was great. Number 4, I'm picking a tag team on this one. And bear with me here, because they're not that good now, but I'm going with the Ascension. No one can argue with me that the Ascension's NXT run was less than great.
All they beat a bunch of jobbers.
I mean,
All they did was fight Kalisto and Ricardo Rodriguez every night.
But don't forget, they also had a match against... Didn't they have a match against Too Cool? Scotty 2 Hotty and...
That matters. That matters.
If you guys remember that.
I don't know why.
Go ahead, James, keep going.
For quality.
It's Colin, not James.
I mean, Colin, go ahead. Go ahead. Just...
Kill myself. Sasha Banks, Kevin Owens, and then Asuka.
There you go. Alright, that actually is not that bad. Everything I like, except for the number 4.
Alright, my number 5... Alright, bear with me. I do have a runner-up. I'm going to mention him because I think he's just underrated right now, and that is Velveteen Dream. Is my runner-up. My number 5 is actually a tag team, and Tater Snake will be happy as hell. It is Chad Gable and Jason Jordan.
Oh, please.
I disagree.
My number 4 is actually Tommaso Ciampa.
Okay.
My number 3 is Johnny Gargano. Aleister Black. And my number 1 right now is Adam Cole.
So you just started watching NXT 6 months ago.
I was gonna say, I was told we had to do all time, not who we like right now. I had my list laid out for who I like the most right now, and you named 4 of them.
The reason why I mentioned 4 of the guys, because I know at the end of the day, these guys are going to be more relevant than what the past was. Because I don't remember really the Seth Rollins winning the championship much anymore. Because all the talent that's come through NXT has made the NXT so popular and relevant now. Kevin Owens did it. Kevin Owens did it. Going up to Monday Night Raw, beating John Cena and doing what he did, it made a stepping stone for NXT, and it made him relevant and made everybody look at NXT like, wow, this is the future and this is what we have. So let's keep this going.
So why isn't Kevin Owens on your list?
Well, you know.
You just gave the reason why he should be basically your number 1.
Okay, Adam Cole and Kevin Owens is my number 1. Because I think at the end of the day, Adam Cole is going to make NXT really, really relevant with what they're doing with Undisputed Era.
Yeah, we'll see. Remains to be seen.
But
it feels like Nexus 2.0 still to me. It's like Nexus Beta. You know
just because it's cool now doesn't mean it'll be cool tomorrow.
Yeah. Although it does have a lot more fine-tuned athletes than it was when the Nexus debuted, for sure. David Otunga, Darren Young.
Have you seen David Otunga's abs? Fuck do you mean?
Yeah, he still sucked. He was awful.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
He was fucking awful. Colin Dunn likes big sweaty man. Dunn likes big sweaty man. Colin Dunn likes big sweaty man. Alright.
Alright, let's keep it going. Matt, what is your top 5 vicious matches in WWE history?
WWE?
WWE!
Oh, no, I didn't read that right.
WWE.
There aren't any.
Wait, repeat that. What was it?
I disagree. Wait,
what was the list again?
Vicious matches.
In WWE history.
Oh shit.
Oh, vicious
Now
matches.
that I reread
There's some vicious matches that have happened.
One of mine was in Lucha Underground, but the other of my 4 picks, I feel were pretty fucking vicious. You want me to go first since I actually have this list?
Let's go.
Go ahead, whoever wants to go.
All right, so I'll go. I mean, in no particular order. Number 5, I would go with Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon from WrestleMania in the street fight that they had. I thought, as far as street fights go, it was pretty brutal. I think, and this is the most recent one to happen, and trust me, it gets more vicious. Trust me. But number 4 would be Adam Cole and Aleister Black.
Oh, that was
if anything, just for the one spot where Cole got dumped on the 2 chairs and God.
Yeah, it was backbreaker form. God, cringe.
Right. Number 3, I picked Edge versus Mick Foley in their street fight. The flaming table spot was fucking wild.
True.
I'm slightly cheating because I went outside of WWE with this one, but it's only because I also didn't read the fine print, but 4 of my matches were already WWE. But I went with Vampiro versus Pentagon Jr. from Lucha Underground. You haven't seen that?
Oh, that's an interesting one, yeah.
Fucking watch that if you want brutality.
Those were my favorite matches. My honorable mention is not the match, just the moment when Abdullah the Butcher got the electric chair in that one great match that once happened.
Oh, come on! You were doing so good, and then you had to throw this stupid honorable mention.
It's a joke, James! No, my number 1 is JBL versus Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Y'all don't remember when that chair busted open Eddie and he was gushing?
And I'll go next. Actually, I'll piggyback off that because that's actually my number one. Believe it or not. Straight up, that was brutal. Also fucking gross. Number 2, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar. Number 3.
Wait, which one?
The Hell in a Cell 2002.
Okay.
Absolutely brutal. Number 3, Hogan and McMahon in their street fight. That was bloody as hell. 2 old guys kicking the shit out of each other. It was great. Number 4, Steve Blackman versus Shane McMahon. And number 5, to round it out, another Shane McMahon match. Specifically because of what he freaking did, and it was still fresh. Shane McMahon versus Test, where Shane McMahon jumped off the freaking Titantron. That was brutal. It looked brutal. It was probably safe, but it looked brutal. So,
I can't believe no one said Undertaker versus Vince McMahon at Survivor Series 2003.
that was job. That was a job, except the job guy won, and the job guy happened to be the owner of the company because the big red mechanic ended up helping him with this freaking thing. Somehow the thing just randomly lifted up and buried Undertaker. Come on now. Let's be real. He got jobbed throughout the whole match.
Oh yeah, but he bled like a bitch.
He did. He always bleeds like a bitch, so that's nothing new about Vince. Watch this thing with Kevin Owens. He said, "Bust me open, damn it!" Freaking. How old is he now? And he's still asking people to bust him open the hard way.
Like 77. I don't know. Just
77, and he's getting busted open. It's fucking ridiculous. All right, let's do it.
Matt, what are yours?
Well, I'll fuck this list right up because none of them are from WWE. But
I'm right there with you, man.
Oh well. Okay.
so I've got number 5, Axel Rotten versus Ian Rotten in the Tai-Pi Death. Well, how do you pronounce it? Tai-Pi Death Match? Tai-Pi Death Match?
I forgot. Oh, that's so sad. They just boxed each other with glass.
Yeah.
It was
They
brutal.
did what?
They taped their freaking wrist tape with glass and just boxed each other with actual glass. Legitimately potatoing each other with glass.
It sounds amazing, and I need to watch it immediately.
It was gross.
You do.
It was gross.
Next,
God.
Terry Funk and Sabu from ECW Born to be Wired.
Oh, when wasn't it Sabu? He tore his pectoral muscle wide open, and he just taped it back together.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm an ECW
God,
mark, and I still cringe at this shit.
You can basically just throw a dart at the ECW board, and they're all more vicious than anything WWF and E put out.
Yeah, true.
Abyss versus Sabu, TNA Turning Point 2005.
I had that one as well.
Cactus Jack, Terry Funk, IWA.
I got that one as well.
And then number 1 is the Rottens versus New Jack and Cronus. And I can't remember when it was, but that was.
New Jack's
I feel like
insane.
New Jack should have made more appearances on these lists.
Well, New Jack almost kills people, actually kills people.
I want that motherfucker to die.
Everybody dies.
Everybody die. I'm gonna bust his head right open on the turnbuckles.
Yeah, not much different from my list of that. I just have Piper, Valentine, NWA.
Yeah, Logan, what about you, brother?
Alright, my top 5 is actually of WWE, so let's see what if you guys agree with me or not. But my number 5 is Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, 3 Stages of Hell match.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that one.
I actually did too.
My number 4 is the Triple Threat TLC, Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And my number 3 is Edge versus McFoley at WrestleMania. My number 2 is
Yeet.
Backlash 2004, Randy Orton and Cactus Jack. And then my number 1 is Mankind versus Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell.
You know what I'm surprised, and I don't know if anybody mentioned it, but this actually would make it, if not top 5, at least top 10. Rockin' Mankind, I Quit.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that.
That was a
You're-
brutal
Yeah.
match. I'm actually shocked no one put that in. I know it's like...
fuck off Adam Cole and Aleister Black. I'm putting that in my list. And I'm bumping
he legit got potato with chair shots, dude. Like he just got straight up unprotected chair shots.
That was the match when The Rock had the steroid booby surgery, right?
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, and then he had the recording device in the mic or some shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the mic, but I mean, like, it was in the back and all. Yeah, no, I fucking. That was the first match. Like, when I first started watching wrestling, it was one of the first matches I was just on YouTube searching for shit, and it came up, and it was the full match, and I watched it, and I just, I was just like, Jesus Christ, they dead now? Are they okay? Like, and, because, I mean, it was real to me at that point, so I'm like, I was not okay after that match.
Did anyone consider the Hardcore Holly match where he went through a table and got his back cut?
That was more of a hardcore moment because the rest of the match was relatively tame.
Yeah,
that was
for that moment. Brutal. That was a vicious moment.
That's why, like, I mean, and no offense to Logan, but like, I wouldn't necessarily put Mankind and Taker. I mean, in all fairness, truth be told, I have never actually watched that match from like start to finish, so I don't know how the match goes. But like with that match, I feel like nobody remembers the match. They just remember, Mankind being thrown off the cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. See, I like that we have different opinions on everything. See, I love this. I'm loving this. All right.
Sound like you're in pain, like you're not loving it.
I love it.
All right, let's go. We're gonna move on to top 5 wrestlers not in WWE right now.
Oh, top 5. I can go first on this because I'm kind of the indie mark now. I fuck WWE kind of deal. Okada, Omega. The obvious choices. Come on.
Right. Yeah.
Cody, even though he was a former WWE star.
No former stars allowed.
All right, fair enough. I'll go with that. Fuck it, I'll go with that.
Well, I've got Cody.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll put Jay Lethal. Silas Young. Really like Silas Young. I feel like he's massively underrated. He should have been called up years ago. And Caprice Coleman.
Who the fuck is Caprice Coleman?
Wow. I guess I should have put him in my underrated. Shit.
I don't know. Apparently.
Dude, he's actually really good. Just check him out.
I wouldn't know.
I actually met him at Caprice Coleman's a really cool dude. We'll say that. Very humble guy.
I mean, I don't think he's great.
I rounded that out to the top 5, I think. You know what I mean? And plus, I'm kind of doing this on the spot because that was another list I didn't prepare for, so, what can you do?
Apparently he was trained by Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, he was.
And he's 41 already. He ain't going nowhere.
Oh, never mind. I didn't know that. Oh, never mind. Still moves around like he's freaking 20. I'm surprised. You wouldn't know that unless you read it out. I'm changing my Caprice Coleman pick now. Jeez.
He reminds me. Did anyone play Saints Row 2?
Oh god.
Caprice Coleman reminds me of one of the Sons of Sam, the gangster dude. Like this weird voodoo guy.
I can see the comparison. All right. Fuck it. I know it's Bullet Club still, but Marty Scurll. Marty Scurll. Or Will Ospreay. You could swap either of the two out. Either Marty Scurll or Will Ospreay.
Right. I'll go next on this one. Number 5, sort of an oddball pick, but I feel like it's better than Caprice Coleman because people know who this one is. I'm gonna go with Moose. I love Moose, and if you don't love Moose, then you're wrong. You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
I like the wrestler. I like the wrestler. I don't like the food.
He's fine.
Number 4, Will Ospreay. I think he's fucking incredible.
Yeah, he's like the best wrestler in the world outside WWE right now, isn't he?
He's pretty solid. Number 3, and I think this will please JD.
He's gonna kill himself.
Probably. I think my third pick will please JD. Honestly, I'd be surprised if it wasn't on his list. I'm going with Walter.
You're a good man.
I think
I like this
Walter
guy.
is really, really solid. My new, like, I don't know a whole lot about him, but I've seen a few of his matches, and he's insane. My life goal is to be chopped by Walter 10 times in a row. That's my new, like, bucket list item. I want my...
You won't get up anymore after 3.
I know, that's the best part. Like, Walter chopped somebody in a match like twice, and his chest is beat red.
Daniel Bryan, watch out.
Oh god!
Daniel Bryan wasn't bleeding from the chest.
Daniel Bryan
will
greatest
not have
Royal
a chest
Rumble.
It's
What you're saying is true. You have to retire a second time. My second pick. My second pick is. Chances are he's on his way to WWE right now, but I'm going with Keith Lee.
Yeah, he's signed.
It's not confirmed yet, so
yeah, it is confirmed.
Yeah, I heard that the other day.
Just let it be. It's fine. We'll let it pass.
Fuck it, then I'm just taking the second to say Keith Lee is amazing. My actual number 2 pick, I fooled you, huh?
Bask in his glory.
Exactly. And number 1, I'm picking Kenny Omega.
I'm gonna go next. Alright, my number 1 is Cody Rhodes. My number 2 is Kenny Omega. Number 3 is Young Bucks. Number 4 is Jay Lethal. And number 5 is Walter and anybody in WXW.
Yeah.
I agree with the dog. His top 5 is great.
Yeah, he just barked. He just agreed.
Heard WXW and the dog went, oh yeah, those guys.
Yep. Alright, Matt, I'll let you go next.
It's pretty much the same as everyone else's. Jay Lethal, Zack Sabre Jr., Okada, Juice Robinson, and BT Gunn, who is a British wrestler, and he's very good.
Yeah, BT Gunn's I
had a pretty good match the other day in ICW, I think that's where it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall I go? Is it my turn? Is it the indie guy's turn?
I think you're the only one left, so I mean...
It's the indie guy's turn, so hey, I got a fellow indie guy.
Yeah. So I'll pick one from a different promotion each, so it's no like actual ranking. So number 1 right now to me is Toni Storm. Like it's not even close. She's the best woman wrestler on the planet right now. Then let's see. So that'd be Stardom and across Europe. Let's see, WXW, Ilya Dragunov, the current champion. Dude's insane. He's kayfabe extraordinaire. Let's see, from Progress, I'd say Travis Banks. I guess you could include Defiant in that as well.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see, Keith Lee was signed, so he's out. I'm just working off the top of my head here. Let's see. Austin Theory from Evolve, and a number of other. I think he's also in PWG, or at least makes appearances. He's a double champion right now. I really like him. I've been paying attention to his work. If he keeps it up, he's going places for sure. What was that? 3 people or 4 people? 4 people. And
one more.
Let's see, 5. Let's see. Rampage. From a number of British promotions. Go Rampage Brown.
Right.
Rampage Brown's fucking great. I actually like him.
I was just working off the top of my head there.
Newton.
Trying not to repeat anything that's already been said.
He is the current Defiant Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, he beat Austin Aries. That was a very good match. Had no regrets.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
And Walter and Omega, I don't think will ever be in WWE. So
I don't think Walter. I mean, I know apparently WWE is like trying to sign Walter. I
He's
don't
already
think
turned it
he'll
down
go.
multiple times. He is way too. He says he's happy in Germany in his life. He's basically the head trainer in WXW. He's not going anywhere. He's very comfortable where he is now.
I do think Omega is going to be in WWE at some point. It was sort of like AJ Styles. He's going to do everything he can do elsewhere, and then eventually he'll go to WWE just to say that he did, and just to have a few matches. Main events.
I doubt it, man. I mean, he's got a wife and comfortable home in Japan.
No, he
He's
doesn't.
making
Not married.
He's making thousands and thousands of yen.
that dude is making.
Omega isn't married, but I mean, he's making the big bucks. But I mean, still,
I thought he married his
Not
Japanese
to be
girlfriend.
confused with the Young Bucks.
I don't think Omega's in a relationship at all.
Well, I mean, in reality, I agree with JD.
Half the
'cause-
people online think he's gay. So I mean,
That's because Japan loves the Joshi stuff. I mean, come on. They want to see they want to see Omega and Ibushi just bone each other hard.
Yeah, before it was Cody and Omega. People wanted to see that for some goddamn reason. Fuck.
Because it's Japan, man.
Yeah, no shit. I will say with Omega, I feel like I'm with JD, and I don't think he'll be in WWE, and here's why. He's making way more money than he ever would in WWE. They cut everything that he's actually making in half, because you can't just talk about New Japan checks. You have to talk about his other checks too, from Ring of Honor, his merch deal that he got from Off Topic, and everything else. Like, this dude is making so much money, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, all the advertisements deal he has just across Asia and Japan, like.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. No freaking way now. And even if he does, I feel like he's gonna end up back in New Japan.
I'm not saying it's going to happen.
They're not.
In the next.
They're not going to see
I'm
him in
not
the
saying
same
it's
light.
happening in the next 2 years. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
but
34. He could
Yeah,
easily
but still.
go in 4 or 5 years and just write out the last few years of his career, just to say, hey, I did it all.
Well, I will say this. I mean, it's at the same time, you got to think about it like this. Omega is, as much as I like Omega, they're not going to see him in the same light as AJ Styles. I guarantee it. They will never see Kenny Omega in the same light as AJ Styles. Even though he had an amazing match with Jericho, even though he had an amazing matches with Okada and all this other stuff, they're not going to see him in the same limelight.
I don't know. It'll be hard to say. It's hard to say never and ever. I mean, look we got Sting for like 8 months.
Well, yeah,
that was at the end at the end of his career, the literal end.
Gee, thanks, Seth.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. At the
Fucking
same
Buckle
time,
Bomb needs to be banned. I hate that
She
shit.
doesn't do it anymore. So I mean,
Yeah, I haven't seen him do it in a while. I hope it's actually banned.
Alright, let's do the bonus round. Top
boy.
5 worst WWE shows or matches of all time.
Oh.
And this
we're
list,
doing shows because we can do shows. Oh, because guess what? Number 5 is for me, and I haven't even watched it, but it sounds that bad. Fucking Backlash of this goddamn year. Fight me in the street.
I just need to get you on a couch sitting down and watching the end of WCW.
Oh no, that's up there. that's prior to that. Trust me. but-
Travis says King of the Ring 95, and he says Jay Lethal come at
Throw a
me.
dart.
Jay Lethal is very good. Very damn good. I'm shocked he hasn't been signed all this time. Seriously. It's ridiculous.
Because he's black.
Oh my god. You know what? You're probably not wrong.
He's black and he's a technical wrestler. That's 2 things WWE doesn't like.
Yeah. Number 4 for me, and OJ Simp actually mentioned it in the chat. New Blood Rising 2000, god awful. Number 3 for me, TNA's Turning Point 2011. We all know what's happening on that show from beginning to end. Number
Jeff Hardy
2,
drugged out against Sting.
yeah. Number 2, TNA Victory Road 2009.
Oh, there it is. Or no,
Yeah.
wait, no. Okay, what was Turning Point again?
I
See,
think
these
it
are
was-
bad things.
No,
It's just to
it's
block those out of
yeah.
my memory.
Victory Road, 2011, 2009 are my 3 and 2. You could swap either one of them out; they're just equally as bad. And
Fuck, I don't remember this shit.
And number
I just remember one of them.
Number one for me, by far. And I know people are gonna be like, "Are you serious?" Over New Blood Rising 2000, you had some good matches on there, and it was more than one on New Blood Rising at least. It has to be Battleground 2017 or 18, whatever the fuck it was 17. My bad.
18 has now yet.
Yeah, God, I'm dreading that. There you go.
I have to go remind myself what Battleground 17 was.
Jinder Mahal.
I think that was the Shield.
Oh yeah, my boy. My boy.
Yeah, your boy that you fucking shack off. Jinder Mahal.
I'm actually going to go next because I actually have a couple matches. So, number 5, Roman Reigns anything.
Very topical.
What a shot.
Roman Reigns. Anything. You used to defend him too, man. Jeez.
Number 4, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt House of Horrors match.
But Logan, you haven't gotten to the point where you're just turning off the TV during pay-per-views when Roman's on screen, are you?
I'm getting to that point.
Okay, you haven't joined my camp yet then.
Number 3, Roman
Oh
Reigns.
no, I've joined your camp. I've done that. Anyway, Logan, continue.
Number 3, Roman Reigns versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 33.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Number 2, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar cage
Oh,
match in
for
Saudi
Christ's
Arabia.
I see what's happening here.
Everything Roman Reigns.
Number 1, Backlash 2018.
No. You missed it. Number 1 is Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns against Jinder Mahal. It hasn't even happened yet, and you know how it's going to go down. Are you tilted yet?
I'm to the point where I'm going to go get Colin's Jinder Mahal shirt and actually put it on.
No, no one can have that. That's my child.
Because, dear
That shirt will be buried with me.
I'll be quick. The end of Impact, you might see the end of TNA, the Victory Road, the turning points at the tail end of the decade of 2009 and 10. The end of WCW, throw a dart, honestly. And WrestleMania 9. That WrestleMania caused me to stop watching WWF almost altogether. So,
Oh yeah, because Hogan just, hey, I want to fight you, big fat man. Okay, leg drop,
yeah.
title. And
On top of the fact
never
that
got
Bret
his
Hart
fucking.
lost to Yokozuna in like
Yeah.
4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Pretty bad.
you can just throw a dart at history and you'll probably hit someone bad. To be honest.
Pretty much. It's true.
Alright. Let's keep it going.
I want to drink. I'm depressed now. Talking about all this bullshit.
Matt, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go quick. Super Brawl 2000,
Oh, God.
Uncensored 1996, UK Rampage 1992, Greatest Royal Rumble, December to Dismember.
Ooh, December to the Dismember.
I'm
That was an
just-
ECW one, was it not?
Yes,
WWE's
WWE's
ECW.
ECW.
Oh, that okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get my shitty facts straight.
Yeah. You're trying to get your shit shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. The correct 2018 PC word is fake news, fake wrestling. That's what it is.
It's fake news. Let me tell you right now, it's
Let me
fake.
tell you
It's all
something,
fake.
brother. It's all fake. Wrestling's fake, and I wish I didn't watch it at the time.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
My favorite thing about these lists is the fact that 2 of the matches mentioned were matches I didn't actually hate. I'm gonna let you decide what they were.
Let's go.
I don't really know. I recall Survivor Series 2015 just being fucking garbage as a show as a whole. No, the main event was fucking terrible.
Right. I'm thinking.
What are you talking about?
I'm thinking 2014.
No, the main event between Reigns and Dean Ambrose was terrible. It was not good. And then Sheamus, I mean, I hated that. I hated the show as a whole. I thought it was garbage. They fucking put a Survivor Series elimination match on the fucking pre-show. And then the only one they had on the actual card fucking meant nothing. It was garbage. I fucking hated that show.
Sounds like Survivor Series to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like then you think of like at least they had a plan. Oh, I mean, in fairness, you kind of have to cut him some slack because Seth Rollins did get injured because it was originally supposed to be Rollins versus Reigns, and
right, and yeah,
getting injured kind of fucked up everything. That's why they had to book it the way it did. So it literally happened like a week. I think it was like not even a week before the pay-per-view when he tore his ACL.
I don't know if it was a week before, but I mean I know that like
it wasn't enough time to fix anything.
It was enough time to get a tournament going, and that was their solution.
Yeah, basically.
Can I add Survivor Series 92 into that as well?
It's pretty
Cool.
good.
I don't know how you guys remember all these terrible specific pay-per-views. I blocked those out of my memory.
Well,
I mean, in fairness, my only answer to this question is Survivor. I recall that show being terrible. As far as anything, I mean, I've seen bad matches, but as far as shows in general, I don't recall a whole lot of them.
yeah, because sometimes you can be too positive. I will say. Although
Well, see, the thing is,
it
a lot
probably
of what
serves you a
people
lot
hate,
better.
I enjoy. A lot,
Yeah.
like I enjoy. Like, it just, I'm gonna ruin myself here with two things. One of them, I feel like it's a hit or miss because some people liked it, but I was not opposed to the House of Horrors match. I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, there was definitely a lot wrong with it, but I mean, I enjoyed it.
Try being fans in the California area when it was still daytime and they wanted them to have their belief suspended that it was night.
No, my favorite part was the fact that Randy Orton had stubble during the House of Horrors thing, but in the arena he was clean shaven.
Where the
Clearly, because he doesn't give a shit.
where the fuck is my gun at?
No. Actually, your gun is probably in one of the chambers for the December to Dismember Extreme Elimination Chamber match. Don't get me wrong. The show itself was not good, but I enjoyed the Elimination Chamber match. I like the concept weapon.
That's like saying you took a massive shit and you found that like one shiny piece of corn in it. Like, it's literally what you're comparing it to.
That's probably the best thing James ever said. That's a solid analogy.
I think we need to move on from this one.
Well, then
Can we please do feuds? Can we just do feuds and I can just do my bullshit list really quick? That's all I want.
Whatever's next.
Alright, top 5 best or worst segments of all time.
That was an option.
No, it wasn't. And it honestly, Logan, it's 4:21 a.m. and it's too late for me to think.
I don't think
Worst
that was
segments? Worst segments? Throw a dart at the Attitude Era.
Yeah, that's that's for the Attitude Era.
Yeah, let's all say that.
Pretty much, right? If you think Ixnay, like the 2000 to like early 2001, I think it was like mid 2001, like where it started to get good storytelling wise. But everything from early 2000 all the way to when the Attitude Era began, yeah. Vince Russo. Oh, who's that? Oh, Vince Russo. Oh, who wrote this shit? Oh, yeah, Vince Russo. Oh, who's that in the freaking toilet? Oh, Vince Russo. Oh, who's that where Jim Cornette's kicking the shit? Oh, Vince Russo. Yeah. There you go. Just anything involving Vince Russo is shit.
Off the top of my head, as far as recent history goes, I think the parody of like the "This Is Your Life" with Alexa Bliss and Bailey was just terrible. But I think hands down,
That was my number one.
hands. No. This is gonna be your new number one. Hands down, the worst segment in like modern day history was the club with the old day.
Was trash.
When you think about it, that was just the prelude to the
segment
hey,
I've ever seen.
that's only the hey, all we're missing is a world title, and that's essentially what we got now.
I wanna say mine real quick because I think you guys will like mine and maybe it might give a little thought. I had a runner-up. Eddie Guerrero gives Big Show a burrito that gives him the shits.
Oh,
I remember
was
that.
great.
I thought that was fucking hysterical.
So that I'm actually saying the only worst segment that I have is Bailey. This is my life. All the other ones are the best. So number 5, The Rock makes fun of the Big Show.
I love that.
Chris Jericho and The Rock make fun of Stephanie McMahon's tits.
Funny.
I don't remember that.
You
That was
say
fun.
let the bodies hit the floor. I say let the boobies hit the floor.
Remember when that song was in the background of every wrestling video on YouTube ever?
Yeah, 2007,
Good
great
times.
time because it wasn't because that's all they had for music choice of like when you couldn't use other copyrighted music, and YouTube was getting stingy about it, even though that's not how a lot of copyright works. Just saying. But anyway,
My number
go on,
3.
Randall.
My number 3 is DX invades WCW.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Stone Cold attacks Vince McMahon in the hospital.
Mm.
Oh, that was great. I'll take it from here, nurse. Starts beating the shit out of him, and then bedpan noise. That was great. Fantastic. That day,
I think that whole segment between DX and the Spirit Squad was just the shit.
where they put him in.
I'll see myself out. That was my joke of the day.
That was different. Oh yeah, you suck. Back to OVW you go. Alright, Matt, what do you got, man?
Not much. I'm not going to go with Angle. I'm going to go with a stupid decision. Pushing King Mabel into the main event and the WWE Championship picture in '95.
1995 WWF. How I don't remember because I was watching WCW.
Well, you're the lucky one.
Yeah. Well, WrestleMania 9 made sure of that.
Well, I mean, in fairness, King Mabel, Diesel, take your pick. They were both bad. 1995, great year.
Wow.
Just saying.
Okay, so anybody else want to say anything? Like, Matt, do you have any more?
No, I have no more.
Alright.
I
Anybody
have
else?
nothing left. I have nothing left to give you.
There's so much. That was just so much shit. Can we talk about like something happy like before we go off air?
Alright.
All right, fuck it. I'm taking over two seconds.
Shut
I'm
up,
doing.
shut up, Colin, shut up. With all your bad picks tonight.
No, you're gonna love this one. I promise.
I have the top 5 WrestleMania moments of all time, and that's gonna end the show.
Oh, good.
Wait,
good.
okay, Logan. I please. Can I give you my list of just the top 5 feuds of all time?
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it anyway. Just go and make it
Goddamn
fast.
right, I'm doing it now. Number 5, Undertaker versus Age. Number 4, myself
Age?
versus having time
Who the
to
hell
do
is
this.
Age?
Whoa.
Because he's old.
Hold on.
Number 3, Logan versus myself. Number 2, Omega versus Okada. That was my only actual answer. And number 1, James versus wrestling.
No. First off, James versus WWE, not wrestling.
I can't believe you said number 3, Logan versus.
What was number 4? I missed out on number 4.
My number 4 was myself versus having time to do podcasts. Because I basically canceled on Logan a lot in like the last 2 weeks.
He's literally canceled on me 8 times in the last 2 months.
Was it because of things and stuff?
No, I mean my life was happening, so I mean I had reasons for it, but
this is what happens when you get a girlfriend.
Oh no, OJ Simp's going off. Number 1, Paul Heyman. Number 2, Barry Horowitz. Number 3, Vince McMahon's wallets. Number 4, Marty Jannetty. And we're about to see number 5. And number 5's Ted Turner.
Alright, so let's do the final one because
Jews in wrestling.
It is getting late for Matt, like literally. So let's do this last one so he can get the bid.
I can see the light coming up over the trees.
Top 5 WrestleMania moments of all time. Let's go. I'll do Matt. So I know he's too freaking exhausted.
Yes, poor Matt. Go quick, Matt. You got this.
Who the hell is yelling in the background? I heard
It
somebody
was him yawning, I think.
Matt, are you okay?
I'm still here.
Go ahead with your top 5 WrestleMania moments, sir.
I don't have any. I didn't get them ready.
That wasn't an option.
Just throw. All right.
The bonus ones was just me throwing it out there.
Here you go. Here's what I propose, Matt. Think of one that you really, really enjoy that sticks in your memory. Go.
Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 30.
There we go. Awesome.
Dear God, that was my number 1.
That was my number 2.
So we're doing top 5 WrestleMania moments of all time. Got it. All right. Who else wants to go?
JD.
All.
Let's do what we did last time. Let's do our number 5s, and then we'll go to our number 1. So let's do it. Number 5.
I don't have anything listed, but
I didn't. This was bonus. It was just thrown out there. Sorry.
Bret Hart versus Owen Hart opening up a WrestleMania. I forget which one it was.
Oh, great pick. Great.
10. WrestleMania 10.
Great fucking pick. Great pick.
You're welcome.
My number 5 was HBK retiring Ric Flair.
Oh, that was great.
All you marks are going to pick something like within the last 10 years.
Hang on, I'm sorry. I love you. And then Sweet Chin Music.
It was good.
Alright.
Okay.
Matt, do you have a number 5? If you had to throw one out there.
Bret Hart beating Yokozuna at WrestleMania 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, later that night. That was a good little
Alright.
happy moment.
James, go ahead.
Number 5 for me. Say number 5.
I want to shoot OJ right now because he's saying Roman Reigns.
I know what they're doing, and I love it. I'm watching it happen. When number 5, when Reigns main evented WrestleMania 31. Number 4, when Reigns main evented Mania 32. Number 3, when Reigns main evented 33.
Yeah, we get it.
4, I have to assume it's 34.
34, and then the Greatest Royal Rumble.
I'm excited to see what number 1 is.
It's gonna be Greatest Royal Rumble.
It's probably gonna be.
It's not a WrestleMania moment, you stupid bitch.
It's probably Reigns main
Hogan
event.
beating Yokozuna.
I think he's gonna say Reigns main eventing. Oh, he said Hogan beating Yokozuna. I thought he was gonna say main eventing 35, but.
No. Oh, okay. For me, my number 5. Okay. My number 5.
Come on, James.
Stop saying
Could you draw this out anymore?
Come on, James. Go.
My number. Well, let me go. Because I didn't prepare for this either, much like the rest of you.
You knew about the bonus, you dumbass.
Yeah, I didn't get a time to make any list for anything, dude.
Sorry for the dumbass. That was just me joke. Come on.
Well, it's fine. I am a dumbass sometimes. It's fine.
Yeah, you crying on a video.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh my god.
Come on, let's go.
So I'm thinking. Shush.
Matt's gonna freaking die of exhaustion.
Alright. Matt versus tiredness. There we go.
There we
Number
go.
5 WrestleMania moment. No, I'm kidding. Okay. My number 5 moment honestly would have to be, and honestly, hear me out. It's kind of a match, not really a moment, but I enjoyed.
I can hear.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Ric Flair Shawn Michaels thing. Number 5.
Jesus, it took you 10 minutes to say that.
Yeah. I'm
can-
thinking. I'm
I can-
thinking now.
I can legit hear Matt snoring. All right. Anybody else with the number 5, so we can move on.
All right.
Okay, number 4, Undertaker retiring Shawn Michaels. That's my number 4.
JD, what do you got? Number 4.
Oh, end of the streak, 1998, Starrcade. Goldberg loses.
I was confused for a minute until I realized you were memeing. I get it now. I get it. Good meme. Good rip.
Not really me, man. I'm just poking fun that everyone only ever talks about WrestleMania while there's other promotions out there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Well, I mean, when the subject is WrestleMania moments.
Yeah, I'm doing Starrcade moments. That's WCW WrestleMania.
Okay. Let's go. Colin, go.
Bastard.
I'm having fun with it.
I don't fucking know. Did Gobbledygooker happen in Mania, or was that Survivor Series?
Survivor Series.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
well, shit.
It was Halloween Havoc.
Nicholas is number 4.
And my suffering.
Come on, Matt wants to go to bed.
Braun Strowman and Nicholas is my number 4.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Anybody else with a number 4, please? Matt, do you have a number 4?
You're up.
Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Iron Man match, WrestleMania 12.
Jesus, great. Fucking great. Matt, you're
Yeah, but Shawn Michaels won, so fuck that.
Fucking hell.
I mean, in fairness, though, that was a good match. You can't shit on it too much, JD.
It
Come
was a
on.
great match, but the ending was bullshit. I hate it. I was a Bret Hart fan.
Yeah, fair enough.
Such a hardcore Bret Hart fan that I hate Shawn Michaels still. I never liked seeing him win anything ever.
Well, then you'll love what my number 4 is. The Shawn Michaels Undertaker retirement. You couldn't have had a better retirement, in my opinion.
Yeah, he got to retire. That was a good time. And he lost to Undertaker, so it's double deucer for me.
And you got to see him cry.
Oh, I love seeing Shawn Michaels cry. It should have happened in Montreal.
Yeah, but this was genuine tears, not I lost my smile tears. Alright.
Alright,
Okay.
my number 3. Alright, Stone Cold turns heel with Vince McMahon. There we go.
Oh, that was sad though, because it marks end of a great time in wrestling.
Alright, come on, let's go!
Now,
Seth Rollins cashing in at Mania. That's my
that
3.
was actually good.
That
Yeah,
was actually my number 2, so just saying.
I'm picking that for number 3. Fuck it. Hey Matt, what do you got for number 3?
Austin Hart, WrestleMania 13.
Jeez, he's so freaking good at this. I mean, he's really tired and he's got better picks than us.
Yeah, pretty much. We're dude. I didn't prepare either. Honestly, I don't think any of us really did to an extent, except for maybe like 2 of us.
Come on, just name like a good Bound for Glory.
All right, I'm just
Alright.
gonna do it. Number 2 is Seth Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank, and my number 1 is Daniel Bryan winning the World Heavyweight Champion, WrestleMania 33. Anybody else want to say?
I got number 2.
My number two is Daniel Bryan winning. My number 1 is the streak ending.
Yeah, my number 2 is Daniel Bryan winning, and my number
All
1.
you guys are such marks. Oh,
No,
it's driving
no.
me insane.
I know.
Oh my god, it's like I just pulled up a woke culture top 10 and you guys wrote it. Jesus Christ.
Oh, thanks.
No.
Daniel
fam,
Bryan,
I'm on the
Seth
top of
Rollins.
all-
What else happened in the last 3 years?
Oh no, Daniel Bryan winning May 30. I liked. And number 1, JD, you might actually appreciate this, because to this day I still agree with it. Is the As moment, I honestly thought Elizabeth versus Macho Man, not versus Macho Man, but
Elizabeth
like
versus Macho
that
Man.
was good.
Elizabeth coming back to Macho
Let
Man.
me
Yeah.
rephrase that.
Macho Man and Elizabeth were the true pioneers of intergender wrestling.
Yes. No, I'm kidding. When Elizabeth ran down, tried to chase off Sherry when Sherry was abusing Macho Man and she couldn't take it anymore, and you couldn't have wrote that better at the time.
Thank you. A fucking moment older than 5 years old. Jesus Christ.
Hey, in fairness, I didn't prepare on this one. Probably would have come up with better stuff from like every single era, honestly. Probably how I would have gone about it.
Alright. Anybody else wants to say anything before we head out?
JD, I'm curious about your picks. Go.
Oh, about my Starcade?
Yeah, go. Curious.
Just do it. Let's go. Let's go.
Bret Hart facing Goldberg, Starcade 99. It was the greatest and saddest moment all at once.
Yes.
Starcade 97, Sting eclipses Hogan. I think that was for the first time ever. I don't know. Starcade, when the cruiserweights were a thing. When that mattered. And then that's all I got. That's all I got. Starcade was good. Generally.
Alright. Matt, what's your number 2? Because that's all you got. You already said your number 1.
Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 10. Though I would say,
why didn't they pick that?
I would say Ric Flair versus Randy Savage at WrestleMania 8 was also an excellent match.
I love this British bastard.
I feel bad. I had no time to prepare, man. I just.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
The only issue I have with Matt is he retweets his own tweets 5 seconds after tweeting them.
And
Hey, listen.
It just
gets
pisses me
words
off.
out. Yes, word out. Hey, in case you didn't hear the warning before that we're going live, here it is 5 more times.
Alright, but before we go, OJ has a couple of them, and then we're going to head out, and I got a couple announcements while we play the music. So, OJ says, Sheamus pinning Daniel Bryan in 10 seconds.
It was 18.
I liked when Reigns and Triple H had a 30-minute match. The Pella fight at WrestleMania 19.
Jesus.
Fred Durst walking out with Taker at Mania 19. Nathan Jones getting taken out at Mania 19. Pete Rose getting chokeslammed by Kane.
I thought the Triple H and Reigns comment was serious for a minute. I was just like, Jesus, I thought I had bad picks.
Memes.
But,
Memes.
alright. This has been the Great Debate Top List Series. I'm going to let you guys plug yourselves, and then I'm going to play the music and have a couple announcements, so go ahead.
I'll plug myself first because I'm the longest, honestly. You guys can find me on JHebertside95 at JHebertside95 on Twitter and YouTube. And you can also follow me on Weymouth Youth Wrestling, youtube.com/WYW Pride. That's it. Oh, that was shorter than I thought it would be.
All right.
Getting better at this.
JD, go ahead.
I'm JD from the Red Leaf Retrocast. You can find it Podbean, iTunes, Google Play. You know what? Just about every single podcast outlet you can think of. There's separate sections that you can easily search between wrestling, video games, that's retro and modern separated, and anime, also retro and modern. Red Leaf Retrocast. You can find the Twitter handle at BowlingJD and Instagram.
Leave that 5-star review.
Leave that 5-star fucking review on iTunes. Lazy audience members.
Alright, Colin, go ahead.
And check me out on Twitter at UberTieGuy. You can check me out right here at Future Entertainment. I'm sometimes here. And you can check me
When
out
he doesn't cancel.
You can check me out over at the Mickey TMD. I did Slam Pigs earlier today. Oh, man.
When he's on.
When he's on.
Hey, you don't bite me.
When his girlfriend doesn't have him in her purse.
All right, we're gonna stop.
I wonder who wears the pants in that relationship.
No one wears any pants if I have a say about it.
Jesus God, no. Matt, please plug yourself. Jesus, I'm done.
you can follow me on Twitter at
I think this has been the worst. Then never mind. Like James,
James,
just that comment.
dude,
Was,
we are the freaking sidemen of podcasting. All we do is laugh at stupid shit.
I think that was worse. I think that comment was worse than James crying on one video.
Oh shit! I finally got out the finally.
Matt, go ahead,
Matt.
please.
Matt, plug your shit so we can leave.
You can follow me on Twitter at The Perfect Tenant, over on Habiki TMD on Union Smack, and sleeping for most of Friday. Is that it? Can we go now?
Well, guys, never forget Maven Huffman the cook. Logan had pegged to beat Goldberg at WrestleMania 21. Yeah!
Yes, sir, I did. I don't care what anybody says.
At least he did something with his.
At least I can make Maven relevant in WWE. So, alright. The great debate's over. Matt can go to bed. He probably can see the birds and hear the birds chirping.
Colin,
Please.
stop geeking out. It's over now.
That
Please.
was so funny. I'm the best, man.
Please hit the like button. Please share this to all your friends. And also, just, man, I can't believe Colin tonight. But, Saturday night is my birthday bash. 9 o'clock Eastern. I will be live. Matt will be here for a little while. And then we will be doing a simulcast while we're watching WXW live at 11 p.m. Eastern. And then at midnight, and while we're doing that watching, I'm going to have a couple segments that we talk about right here on Future Wrestling Podcast while we give our reactions to the WXW event.
Superstars of wrestling.
Yes.
I want to say, and I thought my podcast, the Pro Wrestling Roundtable, was disorganized. Holy shit.
I'm sorry.
This episode was better than any of those pieces of garbage that we did.
Well, yeah, let's be real. I'll be real.
But we're out
Hey,
of
no
here.
one whipped a dick out.
Yes.
Be grateful.
Yes, I am very grateful about that.
We're out of here, guys. Thank you for watching the Great Debate Topless Series. This is Future Entertainment, and have a nice night.
Shadow Man #1 out.